All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make some digital interactive task cards, which is similar to making a digital interactive notebook. They're made in the same way, just two different types of lessons for the kid. I went ahead and created a lesson in PowerPoint because I prefer PowerPoint over Google Slides when I'm creating like this because I can use the fonts that I want to use. I can choose the fancy fonts or make them smaller, larger. I can use my own borders. I can use the fancy background paper that I like to use, my digital paper that I have. I'm also very proficient in PowerPoint. I've used it for many years, and I like its flexibility and the choices that it offers. So I go in and I create my slides, and you can see these are math digital interactive slides, and I'll explain them to you after. I'll also show you how to create a PowerPoint slideshow like this in another video. So we're going to go and save this. So you need to have them saved in a specific way for you to use them for your digital interactive task card. So you go to File, and you're going to, when you're in PowerPoint, you're going to export it. And I'm going to leave the name the same. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I like to save it to my desktop because it gives me easier access to it when I'm trying to transfer it into my Google Slides. I'm going to change the file format to JPEG, which saves it as a picture. I'm going to choose Save Every Slide, and when it saves it, it'll put it into a nice folder right on my desktop where I wanted it, but I always put it on the desktop for convenience. So I'm going to go ahead and export that. And you're going to see that on my Mac computer, it's going to pop right here on my desktop. It's going to tell me that each of my slides has been saved into a separate file in a folder, and so I'll know right where to go and find them. And I'm going to go ahead and close this, and if you see, it's right here in this folder right here for me to easily access. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Google Drive, and I have it open. It was being a little bit slow earlier, so I opened it. You just have to go into your Google Drive, and I'm going to use my personal Google Drive. So what I want to do is I want to go here and choose a new Google Slides, and because that's where I want to create my digital task cards in Google Slides. And when it loads, there are several things that you need to do to get it to ready for you to add your backgrounds and stuff in. My computer is going very slow today. So first what you're going to do is you want to label this. So I'm going to call it Geometry task cards. I create these for my students for my math class. So, and that will, you can also, if you want to name it, you can always click on this up here and name it by typing in here, and then it will automatically save. And changes are always saved when you make changes. So the first thing that I do is I go into my slide and I want to apply a layout. And you could go ahead and just delete all of the boxes that are on your slide, but I just go, if you go to Slide, Apply Layout, and choose the blank one, it'll like get rid of all of the slides for you, or all the little boxes on your screen. Then I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to do Page Setup, because you can use the widescreen, but because I used the standard to make my backgrounds, I'm going to go ahead and use the standard layout here. So you do File, Page Setup, and then you just choose Standard from this drop-down menu right here, and then Apply, and it'll automatically change it for you. Because I am using my own backgrounds that I've created, I'm not going to choose a template or anything because I've already created my backgrounds. And really, creating the backgrounds is pretty simple here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my file, my task cards that I created, and I always put them over here on the side of my screen so I can see them. And when you click back into this box, and I'll show you what I mean later, it'll show you where you were last time so you know which slide you're on. And you can also tell, like, these are labeled slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, which should coordinate with the numbers over here on this screen. Also, when you want to insert a new slide, you can do it by insert a new slide over here, down right here, or you can just go to this little plus sign over here, click on the little arrow, and choose a blank slide. Once you do that, every time you are adding a new slide, all you have to do is do the plus sign and it will add the last format that you put in here. So that's easy. So I'm going to click on my first slide. Then what I need to do is I need to choose background. I'm going to change my background. I'm going to choose an image. And then all you have to do is click in the top of your box over here, choose your first slide, and then you just drag it in and then say you're done. So there's your slide. You can't change, things can't be moved around or changed on here. So then you're going to go to your next slide. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to do background. You're going to choose an image and then click on the top here. And if you notice, the last slide that I used is highlighted. So I know that I need to do the next one, but it's also slide 2. So I'm going to drag it over here. It should automatically put it in, and then I'm going to say done. Now if you look, it's in the place where slide 2 is. So again, students can't change the background on this. It's put in as a background. So then I'm going to go to slide 3, and you're just going to do this for all the slides. Oops, I forgot to do background. Choose an image, drag it over, okay, and then because I used up all my slides, so I'm going to hit the plus sign again, background, choose image, click over in the top here. I'm on slide 4, and I'm going to do each of these in the same way that I did the first one. So add a slide, background, choose an image, click in the top over here so I don't, because if I click down here it's going to change where my highlight is. It just keeps it easier so you know exactly which next slide that you need to choose. So done. I'm going to add a slide, background, choose an image, click, drag the next one, done. And then you just repeat this until you have added all your slides. And once you do this, many times as I've done it, it's just automatic. It's just easy to do. And then you can go ahead and finish. So I'm just going to add a couple more here. I'm not going to do the whole thing, just so you kind of get the idea. You can rewatch the video too if you need to do more steps. But if you want to go ahead and put in the text boxes for your students, you can do that. So here's my cover. I don't want to do anything to that. Then the students will see that you have your standards in here. There's a little bit of a review for them on the topics that are covered in the task cards. And you can add that if you want or not. And sometimes when I make digital interactive notebooks, I leave spaces for them to type. The kids can go in. So here's the first slide that I want to put an answer. I can go in and I can go and put the text box in there for them. You know what, I think I need to be clicked in the slide. Oh, there's a text box right there. You should be able to go into insert, and then they're just going to go ahead and drag a text box in there. Now you can go ahead and do that ahead of time for your students so they don't have to do that. So when they open up the slide, all they've got to do is go to where you want them to click, and they'll click and the text box will be there. The only thing is that it can be accidentally deleted. So I always tell my kids, if you accidentally delete something, just hit the undo button right here, or put something back that you accidentally deleted. So you can either put them in. It's a good skill for kids to have if you have them go in and put their own text boxes in, or you can go ahead and put them in ahead of time, and then they'll be in there. Then this automatically saves, so it's going to be in your Google Drive, and then you can go in and go ahead and assign it to your students through Google Classroom, which I will show you how to do in another video. So check that out. Thank you.